However, the lack of regard for full-time faculty expertise in the decisions being made by the board and administrators have made my job more difficult and less desirable. Tonight, I am here to urge you to pass the cost of living adjustment on to employees and to share with you why it is so critical to do so. The state has given the district a 6.5% cost of living adjustment for this academic year and an estimated 8.1% for next year. Full-time faculty are asking for the cost of living adjustment to pass on to employees to help deal with inflation and to ensure new faculty can be recruited and retained in the future. Inflation overall in the last year was somewhere around 7%. The price of housing, gas, food, basic items have increased drastically. Traditionally, the cost of living adjustment was created to mitigate inflationary increases and to keep employees' earnings stable. Without COLA increases, employees suffer a significant loss in the real earnings relative to the cost of living. For our area and surrounding areas, there is a demand for qualified people such as those with advanced degrees. In order to recruit and retain highly qualified people, it is imperative to maintain our salary scale by augmenting it with the COLA. In my area of business and accounting, highly trained people, specifically CPAs, economists, and financial experts, like the ones we have teaching here at Yuba College, and both full-time and part-time, are hard to recruit and retain. Many can easily earn more per year than our current salary scale offers. As a result, it is nearly impossible to recruit qualified full-time and part-time instructors due to the salary discrepancy. Once we have recruited them, retaining them becomes a challenge, as the potential to earn more in the private sector is always an issue. We, as a district, say that we are first and foremost dedicated to our students. But in order to give our students the quality education they deserve, we need to be able to recruit and retain qualified faculty. By not maintaining our current salaries through COLA augmentation, you jeopardize our ability to serve our students. You have the financial ability to pass the COLA on, as evidenced by the district's ever-increasing reserve fund, and you have the obligation to our students and employees. So in closing, long after you, board members, have vacated your seats, long after these current administrators have stepped on to their next positions, it's we, the full-time faculty and staff at Yuba Community College District, who will still be here serving our students and serving our communities. So do right by us. Do right by the current and future students. Pass the COLA on to employees.
My apologies for this thing. I'm not really sure how to read this, so I'm going to try my best. So, Lindsay Shapstick.
Right on, actually.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. My apologies.
I know it's a difficult one. The parents just have to be that way. So I am here to speak about the important role of faculty at Yuba College and the effect that they've had on my education journey. I'd like to thank the board for their time and listening to my story and experiences. My educational journey had many starts and stops, and I would not be where I am if it was not for the support and mentorship that I received from the faculty at Yuba College. To give a bit of background, my name is Lindsay Shapstick, and I will be graduating from YCC Sacramento with my master's degree in counseling in May of this year. I graduated from Yuba College in 2018 and Chico State in 2020. When I started at Yuba College, I had no major and struggled to decide on the direction. I met with several counselors who I did not feel helped me, but then I met with now retired full-time counselor Leticia Gomez. In looking through my classes and talking about my interests together, we determined a plan. When I had a problem with a part-time political science professor, I was able to go to Leticia, who helped me in speaking with the dean, dropping the course, and adding another course 2 weeks into the semester so that I would not lose momentum towards my goals. The class that Leticia assisted me to add into was taught by another full-time faculty member, Professor Lisa Jensen-Martin. Professor Jensen-Martin introduced me to the psychology club, which she advised at the time. Through the psychology club, I learned leadership, communication skills, and organizational skills. I served as an interim treasurer and mural coordinator. With the support of advisors Dr. Jensen Martin and Professor Sheldon, I coordinated and assisted in the fundraising and coordination of the mural in the stairway of the Sutter Center. I also worked with GH, the president at the time, to develop an approval process for club-funded art installation. This experience has been invaluable to my education and preparing me to navigate different areas and how to communicate with people from all different backgrounds. Through the psychology club, I was also afforded opportunities to attend presentations given by the community members in the field, attend field trips to community organizations, and to attend conferences. We are also given opportunities to support our fellow students through the tabling during finance week, giving supplies, coffee and snacks to students, as well as support to students on Women's Day and Pride Week. We also participated in campus cleanup, pulling weeds, and picking up trash on the Sutter campus, as well as participating in community walk for Out of the Darkness. The psychology club was also one of the highest earning clubs at the time. This was all made possible through the full-time faculty who served as advisors for the club, Professor Jensen Martin and Sullivan. Several times while attending Yuba College, I had doubts about my pursuit of education and was ready to sought an associate's degree. And without the support and influence of Lisa Jensen Martin and other full-time faculty members, Meredith Sullivan, Corey Camp, Joshua Pittenger, Stephanie Reynolds, and Lena Shea, I likely would have. For the last 5 years, I have worked as a grader for Lisa Jensen Martin. In this role, she has offered me supervision, mentorship, and taught me many skills that I will use in my future career. Beginning in fall 22.
Holy fuck, what does the life story get into? Give me a climax.
College, under the supervision of Georgie Oakwood. Through this internship, I have gained experience that has not only allowed me to grow as a counselor, but also as a person and professional. Lastly, I am a first-generation college student and am now months away from earning a graduate degree. This is a huge accomplishment, but I owe a thank you to all the full-time faculty members of Yuba College who gave me support, guidance, and sometimes a needed metaphorical shove, for without them, I would not be here. So thank you for consideration.
Tuesday, Benavides, night.
It's a big honor for me to come today and be recognized for all the hard work and dedication I've put into my teaching and my position here at Yuba College. It means a great deal to me to know that I am a fully tenured professor, and even more so, it means the world to my family, specifically my dad, who would be in tears if he were here today. So it is with a great deal of gratitude that I accept tenure, and I appreciate it very much. But I have to say, with the reluctance the administration has in passing along a cost of living increase that they've already received, which was intended for us as hardworking faculty, and which they're threatening to keep, which I'm not even sure is legal for them to do, is very disheartening. I can't understand it, nor can I understand why the administration is so intent on breaking up the quality working environment we have. Stability of our working conditions by threatening to take away my right to teach the classes I've developed, invested in, and worked so hard to enrich my students' lives. It makes receiving this great honor of tenure today diminished. I don't understand how this administration can paint itself as being a great place for students when the faculty are so discredited and devalued. Do they think the community would support these policies if they really knew? Today, on the HR website, there is one job posting for a full-time faculty member. This was posted after months and months of alternative methods by the administration to try and piecemeal together a full-time position with a slew of adjuncts, and it did not work out. So as a last resort, the administration is posting what is needed in the first place for this vital position, since it affects so many of our healthcare students and transfer students. Yet, how many adjunct positions are posted today, March 9th? 101. This tells me the administration merely wants to dispense with solid core faculty and employ part-time people who, while many are qualified, often don't live in the community they teach in and don't have a history with community college, and are far less invested in the students and outcomes. Trustees of the board, please consider that your dedicated full-time faculty is under siege.
Thank you for your comment. Dale Woodland. And again, my apologies for the pronunciation of your name, or your last name.
54, I only heard that for 53 years of my life. My name's Dale Volkswagen. I'm a retired fire chief for the city of Marysville. I'm a retired lieutenant commander in the Coast Guard Reserve. I'm a disabled veteran. I'm a resident of Yuba County, and I'm one of your full-time instructors in fire technology. In my career, I've seen effective and toxic organizations. I've been very grateful to be in those organizations that treat each other well, look at big picture issues, and address them for the greater good. My entire career has been about service. I believe this college's mission is to serve students. In fact, ensuring achievement for all students is a statement that's on our website from our board members here. I participated as a union member and management member in arbitration and in impact negotiations, contract negotiations for personnel, and for service contracts. And the information that I've received is that the district's negotiators offend, belittle, and use all of the negative tactics at their disposal to discredit our faculty. The PERB violation and the district negotiators and their actions should give you pause. The PERB decision is pretty much like foreshadowing that we learned about in English 1A many years ago. It's a vision of something to come. Either the arbitrator or the court of public opinion will likely uphold the opinion that the district is not bargaining in good faith. I hope it's still true that some of you believe that employees are the most valued resource in any organization. I ask the district to direct the negotiators to bargain in good faith with substantial elements of the contract. Thank you.
Melissa Hop.
My name is Melissa Ha. I am a full-time biology faculty and have been at Yuba College for 6 years. I love my job. It gives me the opportunity to be creative, learn new things, and make a difference in the community. I've always tried to go above and beyond for the students, college, and district, whether that is holding those extra exam review sessions, adopting and creating open educational resources, or serving on too many committees to list in a short comment. All the faculty I know consider this to be much more than a job. It is a passion and a calling. With the support of the district, we are empowered to pour our hearts into our work. Even with my scientific background, I'd go so far as to say there's something magical in this dynamic working. However, over the past several years, rampant lack of respect for faculty and short-sighted decisions of the district have demoralized us. To quote Kevin McClear, who researches the big quit in academia, demoralization is really about people not being able to enact the values that brought them to work. When the district withdraws support or enacts policies that make it difficult to provide quality education to students, faculty spend all of their energy overcoming these barriers just to complete basic job duties. I hate to imagine the bleak outcomes for our students if faculty did no more than the minimum due to lack of energy, resources, and morale. The district's actions regarding course caps is a key example. When the pandemic began, faculty worked tirelessly to convert face-to-face classes to online. Personally, I planned custom kits for my students, redesigned all of our labs to be safe to do at home or by simulation, and spent countless hours recording and captioning lab videos. I worked through weekends and evenings, taking only one weekend day off in the entire fall 2020 semester. Although I desperately needed support from the district, I only expected that they wouldn't actively make the situation more difficult. Yet, I found out researching the schedule the same way that students do, that caps for spring 2021 requires more time to maintain regular effective contact and guide students individually as they cannot physically do experiments in groups. I am not aware of any other college or university with science labs larger than 24 students. Despite faculty repeatedly providing a myriad of reasons for sensible course caps, they were adjusted to 30 for some labs and 35 for others. Even now they are set at 30. My experience with course caps is not unique. For faculty in other departments and at both colleges report that their course caps were increased and their feedback and expertise was disregarded. Another example is the insufficient full-time equivalent faculty or FTEF allocations that are forcing deans and directors to remove sections from the schedule that would otherwise fill. The district used an enrollment target and arbitrary efficiency target to calculate how many FTEF they would need to pay for. These FTEF are divided between colleges and then among divisions. For example, the Yuba College STEM and Social Sciences division was allocated nearly 5 FTEF less for spring 2024 than what was needed to offer this spring schedule. This will result in about 20 fewer sections being scheduled, leaving less flexibility for our students and making it more difficult to complete degrees on time. Somehow the district is expecting to increase enrollment while simultaneously paying for fewer sections and offering faculty and students no additional support. It is no wonder with all these disruptions that I struggle to recruit faculty to committees in my role as the Yuba College Academic Senate President-elect. Worsening matters, the district's goal of allowing full-time faculty attrition continues to cause gaps in staffing, committees, and student support. A final example is negotiations. As the note-taker for the Full-Time Faculty Association negotiating team, I've been appalled to see that the district team hardly negotiates, rarely scheduling meetings, taking long caucuses, arriving unprepared, and asking that we relinquish rights without offering anything in return. The district refuses to pass along the cost of living adjustment provided by the state, which is just enough for employees to keep up with inflation. The common theme in these examples is money. I find it ironic that in the same year the state invested more in community colleges than it has for the last 35 years, the district is harming students and faculty in all sorts of ways in the name of saving money. My question for the board is simple. Were you elected to create a large reserve, to increase class efficiencies, to enrich lawyers, or were you elected to serve students? Thank you.
Thank you for your comment. Travis Smith.
You pronounced my last name perfectly.
This guy's got showmanship. I like it. It's getting better now.
Should we blame COVID?
Amen.
Blame COVID? I blame COVID for everything. I have a teenage daughter, and when she's sassy, I know it's COVID. I was running low on gas, pulled into the gas station, nearly $5 a gallon. It's COVID. We're just gonna blame COVID for everything. It's completely atomized our society. We don't interact with each other the way that we used to. And I'm wondering if that's one of the reasons why we are where we're at right now in negotiations. I can't speak to how the board gets their information. I can't speak to whether the board engages with their designees about what's going on. I don't know what happens in closed session or behind the scenes. I don't know any of that. But what I do know is the process that the Faculty Association goes through. And what I know about our process is we go out to our unit members well before we get to the table. We issue a survey, we meet with groups, we meet with individuals, we compile lists, spreadsheets, and we find out what is important to our membership. We think about it in terms of the whole.
They should have led with this guy. His showmanship
These are the
makes
things
their
that we
point
do
better
as
than
researchers,
anything we've seen,
as academics.
ladies and gentlemen.
We're careful, we're prudent. We want to be data-driven, evidence-based. That's what we do. So I can't speak to the information that you received. But what I would hope, and maybe this is already the case, I'm not accusing you of anything, but what I would hope is you're asking the hard questions. If you're looking around in other districts and finding out what's going on there, what's reasonable, what's not reasonable? Because from where I'm standing, I think the Faculty Association is being more than reasonable. As I mentioned in a previous speech, in front of this very board, we came to the district and asked to roll the contract over, asking for no new rights and only a cost of living adjustment. That's what we asked for. Does that sound irrational, unreasonable? Are all of these great workers over here behind me unreasonable? Or are they dedicated employees who are trying to keep up with inflation? Are we asking the right questions? I'm going to blame COVID. We used to be a family. I've been here for 20 years. And it doesn't seem like there's the interactions that we've had in the past. Administrators come and go. New people come in. They want to make a name for themselves so they can put it on their resume and move on. Lawyers come in trying to enrich themselves by dragging their feet on negotiations. We can do better. I want the board to engage with us because it seems like when we talk to the district negotiating team, they believe that we're overpaid and underworked. They've said it verbally and they've said it in writing. You guys are not overpaid. You're not underworked. We deserve to be respected. We put out a petition to our association, to our membership. And I was going to read it to you, but I think it might be more effective if I give you a copy of it at a future time. I know I'm limited and you're very good at your job, so I'll try to stay within the parameters. But we received, in a very short period of time, over 93% of the full-time faculty signatures for the petition. We have about 118 full-time faculty, if I'm not mistaken, at least 110 have signed. We have the support of our membership. We're keeping them engaged, we're keeping them informed, and they know we're being reasonable and rational. Engage with us. Direct your district negotiating team to bargain in good faith. Not declare an impasse because they don't want to put in the hard work, because we're not worthy of their time. Come to the negotiation table with them. Send a couple of your members and see who is acting in a way that can make our district morale elevate.
Mm-hmm. I should have led with this guy. Probably a political science major or something.
COVID's over. Not quite. We can get back to the way things used to be. Thank you.
Good showmanship.
Thank you for your comments. Danielle, the card bill? Danielle, the card bill? Oh, you got yours. On wall spot?
All right.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Connie Walzak, and I live in Yuba County. I live in Plymouth Lake. And I'm here to talk about your proposed bond that probably will be on the ballot again. The recent article in the Appeal Democrat sparked a lot of outrage again. The last bond, as you remember, failed in all 8 counties. So, in 2006, when Major J passed, there were other projects listed, but the bulk of it was about the condition of this campus. It was deteriorating then, that was 17 years ago. And so, that passed, so for 25 years, we're paying on those bonds. Over the years, I know some has been done out here, but very little compared to what has been done at Woodland and Lake County. I know they've gotten new buildings. Right now, Woodland's been having the $43 million performing arts building being constructed. And meanwhile, this campus has been pretty much ignored.
Okay, we're gonna fast forward to 2020, when Yuba College wanted another bond, and it did go down in flames in all 8 counties. In 2020, we kind of found out about it at the last moment, and it was like peeling the skin off an onion. We had no idea that 8 counties were involved, and actually 8 counties are not totally involved. Yuba, Sutter, and Calusa are the only 3 counties that are totally paying for these bonds, and that everybody can vote. The other ones, Glenn County is a very small amount. Butte County is very, very small. There's like 111 people. I have the numbers. But the population in the Yuba Sutter area compared to these other, even in Yolo County, Lake County, bits and pieces, they outnumber everybody. We are paying for the bulk of these bonds. So in 2019-20, we found on your website that the State Chancellor's Office Foundation did an assessment of this campus, and at that time, that is now, 16 years after or 14 years after the initial bond pass, there was still $125 million worth of repairs to do on this campus. That's very discouraging to everybody who lives in the Yuba Sutter area. Yuba College is where most of us went to. I did. I got my degree from here. My daughters went here. I have a granddaughter that went here. She transferred to Chico afterwards. Yuba College has been something we've all been very proud of. Not so much anymore. Okay. 14 years after that bond passed, and our campus is still in total disrepair. And now Yuba College wants another bond. 17 years after the bond passed, and all the money's been spent on the bond. I noticed there's 2 things on the agenda tonight for modernization. Those are not coming out of the bond, they're coming out of some other fund. The modernization is a strong word to use for some fixtures and some furniture and so forth, okay? The Woodland College, according to their site, has said that they do not identify with Yuba College. Yuba College was removed from their diplomas. Yuba College was removed from their transcripts. I can't even understand how or why that happened. Who authorized that? And why did it happen? Okay? Now Woodland wants, according to the newspaper, they want a $1.9 million soccer field. We don't want to pay for a soccer field. We don't want to pay for anything else for another college that we will never see. Most of those bonds went that way. We won't do it again, okay? Trustee Ortiz was quoted in the Woodland Daily Democrat as saying that that's Woodland's money.
Yes.
That is not Woodland's money. That is money from a bond, and we're paying on it the big time, okay? I think somebody needs to
30-second warning.
push the mute button, okay? And that just added fuel to the fire. We will oppose another bond strongly, and most of you in Sutter is behind the opposition to it. Just a heads up. Thank you.
Woo!
Thank you for your comment. Sean Cross, is that correct?
Sure it's not Zach?
Zach?
Zach Cross?
Want me to hold it?
No, that's all good. Excuse me. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good to see you're out and about and taking part in the system. You know, I've gone to Yuba College a few times in my life, mainly for your guys' technical and certification courses here. The last time I was out here, I was under Percy Ellis for my A+ and N+ certification. And I'm going to tell you, Yuba College is a great resource for this community. And I'm going to tell you something else maybe you guys don't know. Some of us voted for you exactly to do the smart thing with our money. We feel like as taxpayers, not only with the college district, but many areas of our government, they're wasting our money and spending it frivolously. A lot of the times like a rich kid who never had to work in his life with a trust fund that's endless. You know, there's many different ways to save money creatively and find alternate resources besides putting it on the taxpayer. A good example that a colleague of mine will probably present better than me is to communicate with your other educational and athletic departments, perhaps joint maintenance and development of community fields, whether soccer or softball or what might you have. It benefits all students of all grades and ages before they even get to Yuba College. That would be something smart. Also, looking to your alumni, like Marysville has MHS Pride, for a little funding here and there. I know a lot of farmers in this area that are, this is their alma mater and they graduated from it. They may not have a lot of money depending upon the season, but they do have tractors. They are able to do donation work. I know Charlie Matthews and John Methsick are both good for this, both public servants who I'm sure would love to give back to this college and this community. You also have alumni who are farmers and in other sectors that when you hear the word, oh, bumper crop or big yield on gains for whatever they're in, that might be a time to hit them up for some sort of donations, possibly for something they believe in. You know, there's a lot of people in this community willing to give, and partnership is important. But putting it on the taxpayers who are struggling, just like the faculty that need a pay raise for the cost of living, you know, we all have those issues. And going to us for more taxes, especially in California, why put the money and effort into advertising something that's probably going to fail anyway? Right now, after the last 3 years under COVID, being told that we couldn't work, my question is how much of these financial needs are an issue caused, God forbid, faculty that didn't want to come back to work that we all heard about in the news because of COVID when the pandemic started dying down? How many of these issues could have been resolved just with a little bit of creativity and a little bit of finding solutions outside of the box? You know, I would never denounce college or higher education. You know, I benefited well from certifications and stuff like that more than the regular academia. However, something that kind of gets weeded out in academia, and often with no degree, I've gone to higher positions than people with degrees in the same job fields I've been in. It kills the imagination. Don't kill your imagination trying to figure out creative solutions to get what the students and the community needs by thinking too linear. Think outside of the box. Ask your community for help in some other way besides another tax. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Winfred Tallfarrell. I'm a student here at Yuba College, and I'm here to say that
I hope John and Charlie don't mind me volunteering them.
They are the epitome of who we are. They deserve to be raised because not only are they instructors, they're mentors, they're teachers. I've had them, they act in the position sometimes of mental health experts. I mean, we can go to them, we can talk to them about anything. They work hard. When they suffer in absence, we suffer. It is because of the professors and the full-time staffers here that on next week, Tuesday, we will be having Bridging the Gap. We started as an English assignment. The professors believed in me enough to say, you know what, go for it. And I was like, no, I can't do it. Every time I have said I can't, a professor has stood behind me and assured me that I could. They, not only that, when I had my heart attack a year ago, professors are still contacting me. Are you okay? Are you sleeping? Are you doing what you're supposed to do? They're contacting me. When I got ready to quit school, Professor Gerhardt said to me, no, you can't. The professors are there. They're like a parent. They're mentors. They're teachers. They act in so many capacities. They deserve a raise. Because many may see them, oh, they're just teachers. No, they're doing more than teachers. They're on a battlefield with us every single day. They're the ones we see every day. They're the ones, when we're going through the hardest time, they're the first people we come to. When I decided I would like to start a sociology club here, Professor Mark Flack said, go forward. Every time a student gets a dream, it is the instructors and the faculty and the full-time staff that tell us we can do it. And they go beyond. I can't even call me anytime. If you need us, call us. Let's not cheat them because they certainly do not cheat the students. We need them, they need the cost of living is astronomical. They step outside of their comfort zone to make sure that we succeed. It is because of the full-time staffers here that I will be graduating in May. I never believed I could do it. I came back to school after 40 years. The staffers are the ones who stood behind me. And every time I said I can't, they let me know that I could. They deserve a pay raise. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment. Liz Cervantes.
Woohoo.
Hi, I'm Liz Cervantes from Sutter County. It's nice to see everybody here. I saw this lovely lady yesterday when I went to the Woodland Community Campus, right? So I'd like to tell you congratulations. Not only have you neglected this campus, you have neglected all of these people.
That's showmanship, folks.
Shame. Shame. So on my little field trip yesterday, and I want to know who ordered this sign. It's very confusing because in some of the stuff that you guys put out, Yuba Community College District, Board of Trustees presents Performing Arts and Culinary Services Facility. This is at the Woodland campus. So you pick and choose when you're gonna identify with Yuba College at the Woodland campus. Is that right, Mr. Ortiz? Did you order this sign? Because here's what it says. Thank you, voters, from Yolo, Lake, Colusa, and Glenn counties. Your Measure J and Q-Bond dollars at work. We built that campus down there on the backs of Yuba Sutter, make no mistake.
Amen.
Now you want more? You can't even pay your employees. You can't even get your clock set right. This is enough. You know, I love Yuba College. That's why I'm here. We're 49ers. We are not Eagles. Okay? That's what they are at the Woodland campus. I asked this gal right here yesterday, how many students are enrolled here? She told me she could not tell me. I said, I'm not interested in Lake. She said, we are one school. Lake and Woodland are one school? Is that how it's going now? Is that how it's going? It is? Wow. Then cut us loose and give us a refund and let us take care of your faculty and staff because you are failing miserably. Yuba College is an icon in this area, not in Woodland. They don't even call it Yuba College. And by the way, for your soccer fields, you share a fence, and I can show you the pictures, I don't even know if you know this, with Pioneer High School, who has a state-of-the-art athletic facility where you can have your soccer fields. You just need to open the gate. It's right there. Very simple solution. We are taxed enough already. I don't know who in this audience is giving me revenue measure talk, but we're not buying it. And I can tell you right now, you think all 8 counties denied you before? You just wait. We've got a little time now. I am urging you not to put a bond. You have employees here that can't make ends meet, and you want a bond for pensions and salaries? For who? The administrators? Who's the new administrator here? See here? No? I'm telling you that this is the 3rd meeting this week that I've been to fighting taxes. We've had it. You want to spend some money, you spend it on your faculty. You spend it on that lady that's going to graduate in May, who her professors and instructors told her don't give up. Well, I can tell you something. We're not giving up. You come at us again, there will be hell to pay, and that's not correct.
That's
So
right.
I would like to ask, how many students are at the Woodland campus? The one where the Culinary Arts Building and the Performing Arts Building is located. How many students? Who can answer that? You
snap.
don't know? So you wanna spend $1.9 million on soccer fields that you don't even know how many kids are in school? Are you kidding me? You must be out of your minds. You must think we are stupid, okay? We are not stupid.
They even had
We are
time to prep.
eyes
She had
wide
that
open.
question for him a couple of days
You want me
ago,
to read the
one-on-one
phone
at the
book for the rest of
Woodland
my 5 minutes,
campus.
or I can do that? You get the message? Everybody get the message? Mr. Ortiz, you get the message? That is not Woodland's money. That is not
That is not.
Woodland's money.
No, it is not.
Woo! Voice of the people.
I would just
Oh,
asking a question.
he speaks.
I would just like to say thank you for the comments, but I wish you would have your facts correct.
We read it in the newspaper.
Who doesn't have their facts correct, Mr. Ortiz?
That's the guy
Explain
we gotta
yourself.
fire in Yuba County.
Jenna McKay,
Needs to put him on mute.
We have to fire Ortiz community. That's the bad
He
egg.
needs to go.
Jenna McKay.
She's gonna come to the next meeting.
Thank you. I do this on letters that have been,
It's always misinformation when they don't like the truth, folks.
Maria, I would like.
That's why there's freedom of speech to protect the minorities
permission. Get out
from
there.
being censored by the oligarchs like Ortiz.
No mic.
Good evening, board members. I am back. For those that don't know me, my name is Maria Hernandez, and I'm a former student trustee and current ASYC leader for student government. I want to let you know that my college experience has been fruitful because of professors like Melissa Hall, Sharma, and Fox, and many more. It is very disappointing to hear right now my teachers are requesting fair contracts and cost of living allocation to be approved, which I believe they are entitled to receiving and should not be up to debate. These teachers have motivated me and uplifted me when I think I can do it. So I am here today speaking that they're not alone, and I will continue to stand and support them as they have for me. I am aware that Yellow College mission is students first, but do not forget student success comes from the teaching of these intelligent professionals that guide us and pass down the knowledge to us. So please remember, students and teachers are connected, and we work together and rise together. So please do the right thing and listen to them. They deserve to be heard, respected, and fulfill these desires that they're requesting. So please do the right thing by providing them with these basic requests. They're not alone. We support them. More students will hear about this. So yeah, thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Deterring. I'm a student here at Yellow College. I first came to this college last summer in June when I got laid off from my job. I had just left the human service office, and the social worker had told me, she motivated to come down here and get enrolled and pursue my education. And after I left that office, I came here to this college and I ran into the folks at UOPS and like after that day, it's just been like a wonderful experience. I feel super thankful to be part of, this college and have met, so many professors that have, changed my life. And as you can see, I brought my daughter here with me. She's 9 years old. It's like, it's kind of like embarrassing, this is my first meeting and I come here and I'm listening and, hearing about soccer and you didn't know what soccer is like. It's embarrassing that my school is like, focused on that instead of, the people that invest their time and, the people that support us every day. Without them, I probably wouldn't even be here today. I probably would have come a long time ago, but the people in, the program
I'm here to support those who support me, and that is the faculty of this
That's the
college.
enemy,
And,
folks.
you know, please,
Board
please
member
do the right thing, because when
Ortiz.
you don't, like I said, it's not only just me that, it affects me, other students.
He's
on
wringing his
campus,
hands
guys,
like Bill Gates
and
when
the
getting
children.
asked about
Thank
Epstein
you.
Island, folks. Woo!
Next, I'd like to call on the person on the phone, Sharon Foot.
Oh.
Good evening, everyone. I have a couple of comments. I am not, what I will say, up to date on, negotiations between the staff and of the board. However, from listening this evening, I felt that the staff had some very good points. And, I think that needs to be thought about very carefully. I would also hope that the board, because the board instructs negotiations. You can't blame it on somebody else. From what I've been involved in negotiations, the board is the one who dictates what happens. And maybe the board needs to revisit what are their priorities and how does the staff work into that priority. The staff and the students are the needs and are the backbone of the district. And I would hope that they would reconsider their priorities and look at, okay, what can we do and where can we go from here? Talking about a bond measure, I think is a separate issue. And, when that comes about, then I think we need to consider what we're talking about at that point. And I believe that there was really nothing to do with staff at this point in time. Thank you.
That's Sharon Foot, a Yellow Dog Dem who's a pretty decent lady. But she was pro a lot of things that were against our freedom, ladies and gentlemen. A beautiful woman with a great mind, but it's aging and out of touch.
Maria Alvarez, are you on the phone?
Too tired to show up, too tired to concentrate, I guess, on this one, folks.
Maria Alvarez, can you please speak up? Can you mute yourself? Maria, can you hear us? Can we find Pamela? Pamela Gaskill?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Great. My name is Pamela Gaskell. I'm a resident of Yuba City, and I agree with what Sharon Foot just said, that these are separate issues, and we do need to address the problems that the
You've heard it from the call-in oligarchy,
they're
folks.
very valuable. We need to take care of them.
They don't want to talk about the taxpayers hemorrhaging money. They want to talk about how to spend more of the taxpayers' money, folks. The Democratic Party, which those two people belong to, have done nothing but hurt us the last 3 years. Vote anybody but old Yellow Dog establishment idiots.
Maria, can you hear us?
Does their opinion really matter when they won't even show up in person? You would think if the topic was important enough to Sharon and the next lady on the phone, that perhaps they would have showed up and shown their support in person. These people wanted to keep America's economy shut down, creating this runaway inflation, and now they want to dictate the line of conversation and add nothing that contributes in a positive way. That's the problem with the old Yellow Dog mindset.
I'm a former Yuba Community College District student. I'm here to speak about the importance of hiring a full-time faculty. When I attended classes to finish my AA degree, I was working full-time and commuting from Calusa. Having full-time faculty available to answer questions and support my effort was essential to my success. Many students are living in the same scenario, working to support themselves while taking classes to achieve their goals. LNA community leaves little time to spare. The part-time faculty often do not have office hours that fit into a student's busy schedule. If you intend to hold true to your mission, our mission, Yuba Community College District provides all individuals in our diverse communities access to high quality, affordable higher education that is responsive to student needs. Our mission is to inspire and advocate for student success through our passion and commitment to teaching, learning, and social justice. One of the critical components is hiring and maintaining full-time faculty who are readily available to provide the support students need to be successful. Full-time faculty are necessary in order to be responsive to student needs and to inspire and advocate for student success. Tina, thank you for your letter. Second letter. Good afternoon all. My name is Susana Cabrera. I'm a former YCC student. Unfortunately, unable to attend tonight's meeting, but I'm pleased to write you this email to express my gratitude and how important it is to have a full-time faculty. Having the support in different ways make a big difference on the life of our students. If it weren't for the support I got from my faculty, I would have never accomplished my goal of being an accountant. To me, having teachers that were available not only during class, but also being available after hours was meaningful. I was able to get extra help whenever I needed to better understand the material when I was struggling with something. Especially since English was my second language, and on occasions there were things I could not comprehend very well. I was always eager to learn and always wanted to have a professional career to have a better future for me and my family. My teachers made that possible. They continuously pushed me to do better and not to give up, regardless of the situation I was in. They were very helpful all the time and always tried to explain things in a way that was easier for me to understand. To build the one I am today, I have no words to explain, so thank you for that. This also goes for counselors and office staff, who also help ensure to comply with the requirements to complete our education in a timely manner and that we don't fall off track. I'm well aware of the resources they need to continue to support students like me. Therefore, I beg you to please continue supporting a full-time faculty and staff by providing them with necessary resources so they can continue to guide future generations. Our life depends on that future. Your support is greatly appreciated. Thank you for your time and consideration. Yours, Susana Cabrera. Third letter. March 7, 2023. Attention Board Chair of the Valley. Yuba Community College District Board Trustees, including off the road of the city. Regarding the Lake County campus of Woodland Park. Dear Sir, I'm in receipt of a copy of a letter addressed to you by Jen Hansen. In regard to the resolution of concern by the Academic Center of Woodland College, in which two issues were brought forward. Both concerns by the Senate show the total disregard of our community and show the lack of commitment from Woodland to our Lake County campus. Dr. Hoopes is the first chancellor that has ever made it a priority to see the Lake County campus is thriving, and he has reached out to the community and is starting to understand the needs of the community. No other chancellor has done that. It is a shame that the academic senate has no idea what the campus is like and needs. The whole idea that when the whole of Lake County is snowed in, to require all service employees to show up at the campus is ridiculous. It shows no regard to our safety. I am disturbed with the decisions by the Senate over issues in Lake County without Lake County input. I wonder if the Lake County campus should be part of Yuba College instead of Woodland Community College. They obviously have no idea about what we need. We deserve better. Sincerely, Dirk Slaughter, Clear Lake City Council member. Okay, moving along with the agenda, 6.01, approval of agenda.
Make an approval, I'd like to make a motion to approve the agenda and ask for the board's consideration of the following amendments. Move item 10.08, consider consent. 10.09, consider consent to action item, consider consent. And primarily, I'm asking that $1,000 facility. Also, I would like to request the board's consideration to move the 11.07 trustee handbook information line. He's an idiot.
Down, is it? I can't slow down. How are you? We didn't mean to point it on your meeting today about your union stuff. We just came for the ball. We didn't know about it. Huh? It's fine. We're not paying for any more stuff. Where do you work? Woodland? We're not, we remodeled that whole campus, and it's great. Yeah, we're not doing that.
Thank you for the clarification. I could do that even with, I did with one.
Right.
That's fine.
Consent agenda seems everybody.
Yeah, we can do that. Either way, either way.
There's no need for a vote.
Exactly.
To show the amateur status of this board, they don't even know how to run a meeting and the rules of running meetings, folks. How much are we paying these clowns? Maybe give it to the teachers.
They better. Does this check out?
I'm not aware of according to the procedure that was made, action items become information item.
I know.
You can start it on the agenda, you can push it back into committee, or it can go into action item, and the person can have, approval with the following amendments.
I just want, well,
Excuse me, sir.
under Robert's Rules of Order, I'm not sure that's the rest. But I can tell you that if the board wishes to move an action item to an information item, I'm not sure why that can be done. It's not addressed in Robert's Rules of Order, I understand.
That's correct, I know,
Right. So that gives the authority to the board to make that decision.
Yeah, I believe that this has come through the Policy and Student Success Committee. We are just a committee and we have no authority. It's the complete board who makes the decision. I'm certainly comfortable if the board would like to hear more information, have an informational item, and then move the action to next month.
since I've been on this board, we've been trying to get this passed. So personally, I'd rather leave it as an action item. We can approve it with changes if need be, like the chancellor said. But I would like to see it.
Actually, we have hands that goes back 3 or 4 years, and it's never been passed. And part of the issue we have with the board meetings is the lack of structure. And the handbook really gives us the ability to have structure for a meeting. We went to committee meetings last fall, and it was reviewed by trustee Ortiz, trustee Allen, and trustee Harris. I got a fairly extensive review with trustee Alex and trustee Ortiz. All of those comments at the time were inputted into the document. We went back to the policy committee again in February, and I think trustee Harris had some additional comments to input. And the way I look at the document, and I agree with you, trustee Ortiz, is hard to understand that a campus like this is a living document. And once you pass it, my hope is it's not a one and done, that you start to live it. It should be a living document and realize, geez, we can do X, Y, and Z. Or this turned out not to be workable. Well, let's review this every December to make sure we keep refining how we work together. We've been at this handbook now, this specific one, for 5 months. And I would hate to put an information item, and then it goes on another month for the action item. I think it's in the board's best interest to have a working document.
Thank you for the explanation, Chef Rufus. I was the policy chair in November, December when this was brought up. And I know I did give, pages of some information changes. Those changes were not made. I'm not on the policy committee anymore. I haven't seen this until recently. So I can tell you they weren't made. As a matter of fact, if we pass this without any discussion or people just vote on it, it's a violation of some of our board policy and ed code. And talking about 8 or 9 items on different pages that would show that that's not consistent, exactly on what I gave you to change, or with our consistent board policy. I'm willing to prove my motion and make it a discussion item. I'm going to make it an action item. Obviously, there'll be a long discussion over somewhat long, if you're willing to do that. I'm okay with putting it. Same with me, as long as we listen to some of the discussion information. Because I need to pass something that's a violation of board policy and ed code that's in this trustee hands.
Any other questions or comments from the board?
Gentleman in the black suit and red tie is the new chancellor of Yuba College, ladies and gentlemen.
I withdrew my motion. Let me withdraw my motion.
Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
Yes.
Jeez, just say it.
I make a motion to approve the agenda.
So there's been a motion to approve the agenda. Is there a second?
I second.
It's been moved in second. Any further discussion? Seeing none here now, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Motion passes. Moving along, 7.01, approval of the minutes.
So moved.
Second. Moved in second. Discussion. Seeing none here now, I'd like to call the student trustees on the vote. Reviews in favor, please say aye.
Okay.
Okay, the rest of the board. If you are in agreement, please say aye. Aye. Okay. 8.01, YCC Employee Spotlight. Michelle Rosales, Yuba College. At this point in time, I will ask the Vice President, General Brown, to introduce Michelle Rosales.
Thank you very much, President Delgado, trustees, Chancellor Rufus.
It is my honor to recognize Michelle Rosales, our EOPX Tech Specialist, as a YCC Employee Spotlight for March 2023. Actually, I'm going to ask Annabelle to speak briefly in recognition of her, but I'm honoring giving the certificate.
So good evening. So it is with pleasure that we recognize this employee, Michelle, as an outstanding classified employee of the year. I would like to just make a few comments about Michelle. So Michelle has been working for Yuba College for the past 5 years as a specialist to the EOPS Parent College program here at Yuba. But before starting her career, she was also one of our greatest and most empowering peer mentors of the program, and also a graduate of Yuba College. She is very deserving, and she deserves this recognition. I truly, she is truly a student advocate at heart. I have never had an employee push the limits of our services like Michelle has. She's always challenged me as an employee to do better, to strive for the student's sake. And so she always brings those odds at ends and says, Annabelle, can I do this? Well, Michelle, technically the regs, well, but what about this? So she's been one of those very empowering employees of mine. And so she's also a very, she's always in good spirit with her team players, with her fellow colleagues, and she always provides that above and beyond in addition to services to our students. This has, this has been a really great week for Michelle. She was also, in addition to receiving tonight's recognition, she also received a letter from the CSU Chico State congratulating her for now being accepted into their 1-year Masters of Social Work program. So congratulations.
But just to have it acknowledged means a lot, and especially to be nominated by someone as dynamic as Annabelle. I really appreciate, I am a Yuba College graduate, and I know that her and many of the faculty here also were very empowered me to get to where I am today. So I really have, my heart is here at Yuba College, and I have a soft spot for this place and for all the faculty and staff here. So thank you so much for this recognition. I appreciate it. Thank you.
President Delgado, I'd like to see maybe we can move up 9.01. I know we have some visitors here from Yuba City High School District. We can have 1 hour, if that's okay for the board. I know they got busy schedules.
Chair, not seeing none, let's move on to 9.01, Yuba College Enrollment, Early College Program.
All right, dear Board of Trustees, members of the public, I am thrilled to introduce. So this is about the students, some great students, tremendous students. But we have Doreen Sumi, our equity-driven, student-centered superintendent at Yuba City High School District, joining us today, and her visionary colleague, Pam Orenzepp, Assistant Superintendent of Educational Services. This item I was so excited to bring to you today. It's the Early College High School programs going on at River Valley in Yuba City High School with Yuba College. 52 students are going to be walking in graduation ceremonies in the spring. We have 3 of the best of those students here with us today, and I'm going to share one more thing. If you think about the resilience, they started with 70, they're down to 52, but they went through COVID. You remember the first year was it face-to-face, and the second year we were shut down. We put everything online, and they still stuck with it, and I'm just really excited about bringing them here. I had a whole bunch more to say, but it's been a really busy night. So Pam, come here and introduce the students. Pam, thank you, Pam.
Good evening, board members and cabinet. We are very excited about this ring. This is the culmination of 4 years of work for these kids, and they did move through several stages of adversity to make it to where they are, but this spring, they will graduate with a high school diploma and their associate's degree. So it is an amazing opportunity, and we are here tonight foremost to express our gratitude for your support of this program and providing this opportunity to our kids. And I think once you hear from them tonight, you'll see what an impact it has had on their lives. So I hope that that you can appreciate that. So I'm going to bring them up, and they will introduce themselves as they speak. Who wants to go first? Go ahead, Diego.
Hi everybody, my name is David Aguilar, and I'm currently a high school senior at River Valley High School, and also on track with the early college program to get my associate's in science degree. And I'm also here with two of my peers, Roxanne and Gianna, all great students. I also like to thank you guys for having us here to speak today, because it's a very big opportunity for someone at my age especially. And we wanted to briefly talk about why this program is important to us and also important to our plans after school. So like they said, we joined as freshmen, we've gone through COVID, lots of other little things going on, but the thing that's very good about this program is that they always find a way to work through these issues. And it's also given us a good opportunity to learn about ourselves and also work through these problems ourselves. Thanks to this program, we've been exposed to a real college environment, unlike AP's programs at high schools, which are still great, but I don't feel like you get the exact same face-to-face as you would actually going to a community college. And we've also learned self-advocacy and independence at a younger age than most of our peers would have. And I feel like this has also helped us develop as students and helped us push forward to the next chapter in our lives. Either if that's going to a 4-year, going into a career, trade school, whatever that may be. And I feel like also important in our success is the faculty and also the community of students in our program, because everybody there has been so supportive and worked through and understood that we're also going through high school at the same time and learning about ourselves. And basically to summarize my part of the speech is that this program, I've learned to become a better student. It's also encouraged me to continue college. I hope to go to a 4-year and get my MBA. And I'm currently applying to multiple schools, lots of UCs. And I want to be an entrepreneur when I'm older. And I hope that this college program continues to go on for students that also have goals. Thank you. Woo-hoo!
This coming May, I will graduate with my bachelor's in science from Yuba College, and so I'm here to thank you guys once again for your support through this program. This program has really given us a great opportunity to get a better college experience before we even go. One of the ways that it's done such is it has given us a broader variety of classes which we don't usually get at our high school as well. Along with that, we have professors and staff who really teach us, sorry, I'm a bit nervous, but they have taught us, we have teachers and staff who are really passionate and well-versed in their subjects. So with their teaching, they've really given us a deeper understanding of the areas of interest, and as such, they've helped us explore areas of interest where we may want to major in the future as well. Along with that, it's also helped me stand apart in my application process with many colleges as well. It has helped my GPA significantly, and along with that, it's gained having a bachelor's in science throughout my application process has really made me stand out in the applicant pool. I've been fortunate enough to gain interviews from Stanford, Princeton, and Cornell, and as such, they've been all greatly impressed by this program and the fact that I was graduating with an AS degree. And so, as such, the college program has greatly benefited me throughout my high school career, and I know it will continue to do so throughout my college as well. So I want to thank you once again for your support throughout this program.
Woohoo!
program has been one of the best and greatest decisions that I have made. It has been so beneficial to me. The resources that I have been given throughout my time in this program have allowed me to be a better student in both my high school and college curriculum. It has also given me confidence in my academic abilities. When I have been applying to colleges, I have been very proud to add a long list of college courses into my application. I know that my future self will thank me for my hard work that I've put in these last courses. I believe that this applies to everyone in our program. The class of 2023 dual enrollment program has become like a family to, I think, all of us. We are all always here to support each other and have helped all of our peers in getting through this. Now in my collegiate environment, I have gained not only the ability to support my peers, but the ability of our professors and staff members to have guided us through this process. In the fall, I will be attending UC Berkeley and majoring in political science, and in 2036, I will be running for United States Senate.
Hopefully as a Republican.
I have the confidence to do that because of this program. I know that all future classes will also be able to achieve their dreams, and that this program will help them break it.
I know, right?
I'll just close by just sharing, I know I was choked up about that. This is a very proud moment for our program and what we've been able to do, and we just appreciate your continued support. Thank you.
I would just like to thank you all for coming and reporting to us tonight. One of the best reports I've heard in a long time. We are here because of you. We are here for the students and for the faculty. But it's just so heartwarming, and congratulations to all three of you and the rest of your cohort. And I just can't wait to see what great things come.
They're also here for the money, folks. Don't forget it. Good sentiment, but they're also here for the paycheck.
All three of you. You know, sometimes we worry about, as the trustees up here are getting closer to their senior years. And you worry about the future, that we're going to be leaving, putting our lives in your hands. When we hear from young people like you and know that you are going to be taking care of our country in our latter years, it gives great hope, and I cannot wait to vote for Senator
Especially with
Roxanne.
Joe Biden in office. So folks, getting these kids involved at a young age is definitely a positive.
I also would like to thank the students, and it's to think that you might be, I don't know if you're going to be true juniors, you got the 60 units, because you don't know the major. I don't know if you count classes for major, but it's going to save some money for some people and your families as well, going in as juniors as well. Also would like to thank the staff and the Yuba City Unified School District and administration for this partnership. I think it's important that we continue with programs like this are the things that make our students move forward and make this a better place to live. Thank you.
Saying that don't stop. This is the first step, and there's many more for you to take. So continue doing what you're doing, and go ahead and pretty much take it. It belongs to you. It really is. All you need is the desire to grab it. So keep doing what you're doing. Thank you very much. If there's any other comments, I'd like to move along with the agenda. Okay, we're going back to 8.02, resolution recognizing April 2023 as California Community College Month. Do I have a motion? Second. We can move to section. Any public comment?
sir, my back is killing me. I gotta stand up for a while. Thank you. A great thank you to my fellow shit disturbers, Liz and Connie. Good people, folks. Remember, if they run for public office or ask for your support, give it to them. He's definitely Delco, folks. Too much oxygen deprivation between the weight and the mask.
Respectfully, President,
Delgado.
I would like to
Delco.
request that this resolution be read. Yes.
Do we have a resolution?
It's on the screen.
Okay. Would you like to?
I would be honored.
Please, thank you.
Resolution 2310, continuing resolution recognizing and honoring Cesar Chavez Day. Whereas Cesar Estrada Chavez was born March 31st, 1927 in Yuma, Arizona, and whereas when severe drought forced the loss of the Chavez Ranch, the family moved to California to pick crops when Cesar was 10 years old, and whereas although Cesar Estrada Chavez grew to manhood laboring in farms and fields without the opportunity to continue his formal education past 8th grade, the invaluable lessons he learned through the adversities he faced instilled in him a desire to change the harsh conditions that his family and fellow migrant workers endured. And whereas at age 25, Cesar Estrada Chavez joined the Community Service Organization, CSO, a Latino civil rights group that he would later head as the national director, and feeling that more concerted efforts were needed on behalf of the farm workers, he left CSO and founded the National Farm Workers Association in 1962, which would eventually become the United Farm Workers of America, UFW, AFL-CIO, and whereas for more than 3 decades, Cesar Estrada Chavez led this groundbreaking organization by effecting social change through peaceful tactics such as fasts, boycotts, strikes, and pilgrimage. His union's efforts influenced and inspired millions of Americans, forging a diverse national coalition of students, middle-class consumers, religious groups, and marginalized communities in hard-won struggle to achieve fair wages, medical coverage, pension benefits, humane living conditions, and perhaps most important, dignity and respect for the hundreds and thousands of farm workers across the country. And whereas Cesar Estrada Chavez led his organization through nonviolence with humility, hope, and determination in the face of daily injustice and hardship, and whereas Cesar Estrada Chavez was concerned not only about farm workers, but also gave national voice to environmental protection and consumers in the use of pesticides on food products, and whereas Cesar Estrada Chavez remains a significant role model in our country, and that the positive force of one person can make an immeasurable difference in the life of others. Whereas on August 18, 2000, the state of California did recognize the birthday of Cesar E. Chavez as a holiday for state workers and established the Cesar Chavez Day of Service and Learning to celebrate throughout California communities. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Yuba Community College District Board of Trustees recognizes March 31st, 2023 as the birthday of farm labor leader Cesar Chavez, and encourages all district staffs and students to remember the importance of agricultural workers in our local economy. Dated this 9th day of March 2023, Yuba Community College District, Juan Delgado, President.
Thank you. Any comments from the board? 9.02, sabbatical leave presentation. At this point in time, I'd like to call Vice President Jeremy Brown.
Good evening, trustees. It is my pleasure to introduce Professor Brian Condry, one of our excellent English faculty. He is here to present on his sabbatical leave program, where he completed 2 amazing projects. And it has been a long night already, so I'm going to hand it off to Brian.
Thank you for hosting me. Go ahead and forward the slide. Okay. So I know some of you in the room, and so it's nice to see some of you again. It's been a couple of years. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Brian Condry, and I teach in the English department here at Yuba College. I started here in 2006. And as a classified employee, actually, I've been a full-time faculty member since 2008. So go ahead and forward the slide, please. So I just want to give you a little bit of background on what I do here, what I've done. I've taught nearly every English class in our department except the British Lit survey. So like everybody, I teach English 1A and 1B. 1C, I teach the American Literature surveys. I teach Introduction to Film, Ethnic American Voices. I taught that in the last few years, and a class that I will be teaching that we've got is new on our schedule is an LGBTQ literature and film class that I wrote. I also teach, this semester I'm teaching dual enrollment students from Yuba City High School and River Valley High School. And I taught in summers, I taught Upper Gown and College Bridge, so I do a lot of different kinds of teaching. I don't kind of stick with one thing here. So go ahead, please. So this was my, this is my first sabbatical leave. This is for the 21-22 academic year. I think I was kind of, I guess I'd consider myself a mid-career employee, right? I was about that 15th or 16th year, and it was really for me a great opportunity to reassess my teaching. And when you've been out of graduate school for a long time, it's also nice to kind of, a nice opportunity to learn new things. And I think this is why sabbaticals are so important and valuable. And for me, the question answering, identifying sabbatical projects was, how can I improve the learning experiences of my students? How can I make them more successful? So I think that's an important, I think that always needs to be the standard. Anytime a faculty member considers a project. So I propose to do 2 separate projects that were spread out over the year.
Don't you wish more than the ruling class could take a sabbatical and get paid to figure out new things to do? Can you imagine if the real world operated like that? Holy shit. Yeah. Where would any productivity happen? I mean, this guy, how long is he going to speak? What the hell does he want? He wants them to increase the amount of time they give teachers with pay to take off and learn new skills, go into college, or maybe taking different paths that they haven't taken before. Basically a prolonged self-learning, self-pleasuring vacation on the taxpayer's dollar. We used to call that a leave of absence in the private sector when you didn't get paid, or maybe you drew unemployment while you did that.
Use that kind of learning to update my curriculum.
He's got to update his curriculum. Oh, are we leaving?
So, first of all,
all right, folks, that's the end. We don't care to hear about vacations paid for by the taxpayers for higher learning. Have a good night.